unfortunately your first speaker, so it's only going to go up from here. So my name is Maddy, or more formally, my name is Maddy Ray. That's Madeline, not Madeline. If you get confused, let me just show you a few of the differences. Madeline, redhead. Madeline, a brunette, blonde on a good day. Madeline, a 7-year-old. Madeline, in her mid-20s. Madeline, French. Madeline, an Aussie. Madeline spends her day in 2 straight lines with 11 other girls. Madeline spends all day in the lab. By herself, man. So I'm a parasitologist, meaning I work with worms. Not those kinds of worms. I work with bees, except for the thorny-headed worm down the bottom. Anything roundworm, tapeworm, flatworm, I love it. And like all good parasitologists, I love deep dives into all things guts, gore, and goop. But I'll save you from those images today. Don't want to put you off eating for the next 3 to 4 business days. So I study parasites of our native ducks. Now I'm working with a 50-year-odd knowledge gap. So basically, no one has worked on native duck parasites since the 60s or 70s. And just like the fashion industry, bringing back corduroy bell-bottoms, I'm bringing parasites into the 21st century. So you may be thinking, Maddy, why do I give a damn about duck parasites? This is why. Now, I'm not sure if you've heard or not, but we've had a major eggs shortage lately. For some of you, that might not matter. It matters to me. And basically, I'm a vegetarian. Trying to get your protein intake as a vegetarian is near impossible, let alone when there's no eggs. I need eggs because I want to grow muscle. I want to look like Arnold one day. And I can't do that without eggs. Now, parasites in some ecosystems can act as the top predator. So much like the orca in this food chain, or Jaws, picking off a person one at a time. Except with parasitology, it tends to be outwardly less gruesome and outwardly less bloody, majority of the time. Right now, I have found 3 parasites that actually infect poultry, so things like chickens, turkeys, and of course, ducks, so your domestic duck. And honestly, I couldn't think of anything worse than going, I'm going to go get a Chinese food, a succulent Chinese food. It's ironic because unfortunately that bloke died. And they don't have duck pancakes on the menu. Absolute devastation. Or if you go to Macca's and all you want is chicken nugs. But chicken nugs have been ripped off the menu. There are no chooks for months and months. Is it worthwhile living? No, but parasites can and may take away all things holy. But they also can actually impact you and I. So I've actually found this fluke, so a flatworm, in my parasites, and they belong to the Echinostoma family. I promise I didn't just swear at you. Echinostoma, much like my surname is Ray, is kind of like the surname of the parasite. And right now, there are 23 species out there that are zoonotic, meaning they infect you and I. And look, although they're going to make your life absolutely bloody hell, you're going to have a best friend in the toilet. Lots of hugging, lots of kissing. You're not going to separate that friendship for a long time. So I actually found 2 very distinct species. So meaning they haven't been described before, and so I got to name them. Woo! But just like naming a child, naming a parasite is a big burden. Now, everyone always asks me, Maddy, why don't you just name it after an ex? Wouldn't that just make life so easy? That's an insult to the worm. And also, exes don't deserve immortality. Maybe I do something sentimental. Maybe my dog, name it after my dog, yeah. Or I could name it after my dad. I'd probably be written out of the will, but that's okay, I can deal with that. Ultimately, I went with a very, very simple naming and a very Australian way of naming. So hopefully you've all heard of a blue-tongue lizard. If not, here's some blue-tongue lizards. Or a red-bellied black snake. So, as you can tell, Australians are very creative in naming. So let me introduce you to Echinostoma superciliarosa and Echinostoma australasius. I promise I'll explain it. This is a Pacific black duck, or Anis superciliarosa. I named it after the duck it came out of. And then hopefully Australasius makes sense. A-U-S-T, yep, cool, we got it. Being a parasitologist, I always get asked two questions. One, are you a vegetarian because you're a parasitologist? Honestly, no, but it probably has confirmed my vegetarianism. And two, you must worm yourself all the time. No. So my guts probably look like this, but that's okay. I've probably convinced you well and truly that parasites are absolutely evil creatures and we should just kill them all. Please don't. I need a job. There's also not many jobs in my area as is, so I need a job. I might kill off some of the people I'm waiting to die. But ultimately, parasites are absolutely integral to ecosystems and environmental function. Like I said earlier, top predators. So, let's have a little eye test for us all. World with parasites, world without parasites. What looks better, 1 or 2? 1 or 2. I know I'm blind as a bat because I've got glasses, but to me, 1 looks better. Now, So, parasites are important to our ecosystem. They tell us a lot about it. Imagine, one day you go to the beach, incredible views, beautiful sandy beaches, not a horrible seagull in sight. You go, oh, I'll go back tomorrow, that'll be good. That's what you come back to. You cannot see the sand through all the feathers. And you go, what has changed between yesterday and today? This bastard. Nothing worse than people feeding the wildlife. Stop it. Anyway, so, much like the seagulls, obviously much cuter and much less obnoxious, parasites tell us a lot about the environment. So, if we have, say, numbers in the hundreds one year and then only 10 the next, we know something has changed. Whether it be heaps of rain makes the numbers go up, or someone could have gone and poisoned all the snails in this life cycle, and so we can't finish the life cycle. Basically, if you take anything away from this hot mess of a speech, some parasites are bad, some parasites are godsends. My name is Madeline, I'm named after a cake, and I'm not named after a 7-year-old girl. Thank you, everyone.